Chase Roberts. Yes, that is who the Las Vegas Raiders have on their team as a undrafted rookie. And Chase Roberts, local kid, he went to my high school. This kid can ball, dude. He can. And I mean, if you just look at the Las Vegas Raiders, they got Trey Tucker, they got Jalen Naylor, two vets that I feel like really only have the best shot of like starting out of everybody. And those two receivers that they brought in the 2025 season, 2025 NFL draft, I think that Chase Roberts has a pretty good chance against those dudes. I really do believe that. I'm not saying he will, but I think he has a good chance. And I mean, you see right here his college career, pretty consistent. It just keeps going up, right? You have a little bump down in 2024, then in 2025, 713. But I mean, 351, 561 receiving, 840, 713. You see the yards per reception, except for 1 year in 2023 with 13.7. All of the other 3 years are above 16 yards per reception. And you see the touchdowns from 2022 to 2025. I mean, 3, 5, 4, and 5, bro. So he's a pretty solid wide receiver. And let's not even waste any time. Let's dive straight into the film. So you're going to see, got him up at the top of the screen right there. Looks like that corner is in a press. Let's see what Chase Roberts can do on this play, bro. And I mean, look at that. He literally just blew right past the corner, and then it's just off to the races. And look at that. Gets a little bit of a stiff arm, shakes off that tackle. It damn near gets past 24 right there. Like, nearly. Couldn't quite get past him, but this is a solid route, bro. He literally just blew right past that corner. For whatever reason, that corner, like, turned his head around. Lost Chase Roberts in the process. And something that I find really interesting with this dude is he is a 6'3", 6'4". Some things have him listed as 6'4" wide receiver that ran. What did he run? I got it right here. 4.64 40-yard dash, and that is pro day. He ran a 4.51. Now, if you know Puka Nacua, and I'm not saying he's Puka Nacua, I'm just saying the last BYU wide receiver I'm thinking of. Puka Nacua was at BYU, and Puka Nacua ran like a 4.54, right? So Puka Nacua's on-field speed is much quicker than what we see in his 40-yard dash. With Chase Roberts, I also see some of that. I do. Along with the size, like we see in a Puka Nacua, a Jawan Jennings, you know what I mean? Like, there's just some wide receivers that don't run fast 40s. All right, on this play, we got him down here in the bottom up against the Utah Utes, little in-state rivalry. I would know. I live in Utah. You'll see Chase Roberts right here go up and just make this really nice grab up against that corner. Look at that. Just snags it straight out of the air, bro. And that corner, honestly, had pretty solid coverage on him. He did. But you see Chase Roberts, bro, that corner is draped on the back end, and he's putting his hand up like, dude, I am open. Quarterback's like, bet. Throws it right over the top. Chase Roberts just reels this thing right over the corner, making it look easy, bro. And that's where his size comes into play, with things like this. And another cool thing with him is he's a pretty smooth toe tapper on the sidelines. All right, on this play, we got him on the outside up against Iowa State. Watch him up at the top right there. Let's see what he can do up against the defense. Just runs a little stick. And look at the yards after catch right here. Makes that guy miss and then just blows right past 7. It's just little stuff like that where it's like you see the 40-yard time, but then you see him just accelerating on plays like this. I mean, look at this. We got two defenders right there. Short little stick route, 3 yards. We got this defensive player coming down. Boom. Makes him miss. A little bit of a move. Trying to get the jersey pull. Couldn't quite bring him down. And then he just accelerates to the outside and outruns 7 right here. Like, look at that. Sometimes that 40-yard dash doesn't matter as much as some people think. All right, man. On this play, looks like they're up against Georgia Tech. Got him in the slot right here. Let's see what he can do up against Georgia Tech's defense. I believe they're in his zone coverage. Ooh, stems it inside, then bells back in. I mean, dude, I'm shocked. You see highlights like this, and me just knowing this quarterback in his play, I'm kind of stunned that he unloaded the clip right here to Chase Roberts, if I'm being real with you. But this is a really, really clean route. Kind of baits the defense, kind of gets them drifting this defensive back a little bit this way. And then Chase Roberts, bro, bells back in with a really good footwork. Gets open for his quarterback. You see him like kind of getting in between those two players, running his route right in between, and the quarterback throws this right in there. We got 1, 2, 3 Georgia Tech defensive players right there, bro, and he just goes and snags that thing. Look at that, making it look easy. All right, then I had to include this play. I absolutely love this play. It's a little bit grainy, a little bit hard to see, but I believe this was his freshman. Maybe this wasn't his freshman year. I'm trying to remember. But you see Chase Roberts down at the bottom right here, and he's going to run a deep crosser up to the top of the screen right there. And watch this, dude. I mean, he just goes up and snags this thing straight out of the air. In that picture that I had at the first of this video, this is that play from Chase Roberts, bro. So I mean, it plays like this, you see where the height comes into play. But he is a possession wide receiver. Dude, you throw it to him like anywhere on the field, there's a good chance he's gonna catch the ball, dude. And I know it doesn't say it with the completion percentage, but like I said, the quarterback play for BYU really wasn't the best in my opinion. I could make the case, and BYU fans may back me up, I think Chase Roberts had worse QB play than Puka Nacua. Because if I remember right, Puka Nacua, did he have Zach Wilson? I'm trying to remember who he had, bro. But yeah, dude, look at Chase Roberts just reel this thing in. Look at going up and high pointing that thing. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Okay, then we have this play. Looks like he's down at the bottom of the screen right here up against UCF. Looks like the defensive back has about a 10-yard cushion on him. Is that about 10 yards? 7 or 8? I don't know. Watch Chase Roberts on this play up against UCF. He's going to run a post corner, and then it's just off to the races, dude. Look at that. Breaks the tackle. And I mean, we got this player kind of catching up, but nope, he got into the end zone, dude. And I mean, you see it. He even runs a pretty damn good route on this, too. And you'll see it up at the top right here. Right here, when he's breaking off that left foot, he gets a lot of separation from that defensive back. And I mean, you'll see it right here. Look at that. All that space. Defensive back kind of drifts back a little bit, so that lets me know that his route was really money, really twitchy on the outside with this post corner. And then he does a really good job of breaking this tackle, bro, straight after the catch. Really good concentration, too, because right when he's catching it, defensive back is coming up, trying to punch that thing out. He does a really good job of protecting that thing, too. And then getting those yak yards. And you got that defensive player on the back end, like I said, trying to catch him, but he just can't quite get there, bro, and gets in for 6. Even had a punch at the last second trying to strip that thing, too. On this play, this is one up against Baylor. Got him down here in the bottom up against Baylor, and let's see what he can do on this play. I'm going to drag this over here. Sorry, guys. See what he can do right here. Look at that catch. Oh, my goodness. The concentration on those catches, dude, especially having a corner or a safety literally pressing up on you, and then you just lay your hands out there and just snag that thing, especially running out of space too. I mean, look at that, dude. We're in the end zone, right near the white line. It's a really clean catch by Chase Roberts. And just me looking at all of their wide receivers right now, how tall is Jalen Naylor? He's like 6'1", 6'2". Trey Tucker. He'd be one of the more taller wide receivers with the Raiders if he can get some meaningful snaps, bro. All right, on this one, you're gonna see him up at the top right here. He does a really good job for a tall wide receiver of running a really good route. Like he's gonna run about a 5-yard whip route, and he does a great job of sinking his hips, then belling back out, and you'll see that right here. Boom, baits the defensive back in, then bells back out. But when it comes to taller wide receivers running really good routes like that, look at that, getting low and then just boom, accelerating out of that. I absolutely love it because it's not easy for them. You know what I mean? Like, they're just much taller, and especially on a whip route, you can't run a whip route standing straight up. You got to break down, really bait the defensive back like he did right here. You see that defensive back putting his hand in the ground, bro. He had him stumbling, and then Chase Roberts bells back out and gets the easy pass. 46 lays the ball on him. 47, the quarterback. My bad. All right, then we have this play up against TCU. Got him in the slot right here. And I'm conflicted if he's running a 10-yard whip route or a 10-yard out. You guys let me know what you guys think down in the comments, bro. But watch him on this. It's a good route regardless. Right across the face of the defensive back and gets open. And making one look crazy in the process. But look at this. Baits this defensive back in, then bells back out right across his face. You see that. We got two defensive players right here. And catches the ball. Really good concentration, right? And sometimes when you see stuff like this, a wide receiver is going to... Sometimes they don't have their eyes like on the ball, and they end up dropping it because they're already thinking of their next move. But Chase Roberts right here does a really good job, bro, just looking this thing in. And he's like, boop, I'm going to make my move. Made one. Literally just slide like a penguin. And then he gets upfield for a pretty solid play. And so, you know, I'm going to be real, dude. Like, I don't know how good Chase Roberts is going to be. Do I think he could be pretty solid with the Las Vegas Raiders? I actually do. Like I said, given their current wide receiver core, he's a bigger body wide receiver. He's a possession wide receiver. You can throw him a high volume of passes. He's probably going to catch a lot. Now, like all these young rookies in the NFL as wide receivers, is the learning curve, because NFL cornerbacks are a different breed, son. So it'll be interesting what we hear from Chase Roberts in the Raiders training camp, because I just would not be shocked if they use this dude a little bit more than people think. I don't know. You guys let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe to your boy. All we do is talk football, man. I'll catch you on the next one, and I'm outie. Deuces.